about perhaps Swami's biggest Leela. I was living in London. I had the opportunity to live in London, and it was a great year. And I'm very grateful to the British and the royal family for the wonderful time I was able to spend there. Um, I really kind of blossomed in London. I got into Reiki. I got into spirituality. I read a lot. I exercised a lot. I lost about 40 pounds. I'm back to where I am now. When I went to London, I gained some weight recently, but I don't know why my weight is fluctuating. I have to do better with my diet. But in London, one day a coworker handed me "Footsteps" by Pearl Jam, and I just listened to it over and over and over and over again. And I was in that state. I had a nervous breakdown there. I was asked over and over again. There was given repeated input about my personal life regarding relationships, and I dropped all my medication that I was on. I was taking Prozac for Prozac Nation, but that which was a great book. I read that there. I was taking Bruspar for anxiety, and I was taking Dextrogen for ADD. And funny joke about ADD is I tell people that as a child I had never scored a goal as a Manhattan kicker soccer player, but I had a season where I didn't strike out once in Little League. So I say that soccer was because of attention deficit disorder, that it was like calculus. So I listened to Pearl Jam more than anyone on the face of the earth over that time, and I survived on Pearl Jam. And I was alone and far away. My parents, I didn't really have a relationship with them that I could talk to them and talk about what was going on in my life with them. But I was there all by myself, and I started thinking God was speaking to me through signs on the sides of buses, and I'd go to a movie and think there were messages in the movie for me. There were newspapers. I'd see a newspaper heading cover and think God was speaking to me. The radio, all sorts of media. I would flip coins to make decisions. But I was at schizophrenia, so I had a psychotic break and became schizophrenic, I guess. I love my schizophrenic diagnosis. I call it a boon from Indra, along with ADD, because I like the hyperactive part of ADD. But I would listen to Pearl Jam more than anyone on the face of the earth, and have a religious experience with Pearl Jam that led me to call my company Under the Bodhi Tree. And I am the Naranataraj Avatar Sri Shiva, not the Narayana Avatar Sri Vishnu Buddha, but I was a component of the Buddha avatar. My Atma was Siddhartha, Nara, and I was part of the Buddha avatar with Lord Vishnu. But in addition to a company called Under the Bodhi Tree, I have the same mudras on my hand as Sri Buddha. They manifested. They manifested in Boston. My hands just started arranging themselves in mudras and doing things. And the phenomenon was so pronounced that when I walked down the street, I would have to put my hands in my pockets. And when I was working at Tanjore Indian Restaurant, trying to work there and live at the Zen Center, they told me to stop playing my fingers because it was a phenomenon I just couldn't control. And I say, when in the history of man has a restaurant worker been told multiple times to stop playing with their fingers? But I was living at 187 High Street, Kensington in London, and it was a flat owned by restaurateurs who started at the original Hard Rock Cafe. And Isaac Tigrit, who I confirmed to be Swami's living will, is the founder of the Hard Rock Cafe. And I had listened to Pearl Jam more than anyone on the face of the earth. I survived on Pearl Jam. I call Eddie Vedder mom, because if I was a baby in a crib, his voice would be like my mother's voice. And I had a religious experience with Pearl Jam and Sai Baba while living with Andrew Bart. So Swami asked me to open an Offspring of the Hard Rock, and I had gone on tour with Pearl Jam and Saint Michael the Archangel, and it would connect music to God. And with the two children of Shiva and Parvati, and Lord Shiva is the patron deity of music.